because at the end of the day it does influence them a lot, especially with overtime payments. Sometimes you might forget to put it in there, or you might maybe give them too much or whatever, and you don't really want to be doing that. Another instance I've experienced is when customers at the shop floor have actually complained about maybe the merchandise they've received, or maybe their customer service maybe that they've received from one of my fellow colleagues. So this is actually dealt with people a bit higher up in the hierarchy, which have been in the company much longer, and this is taken over by them just because they more or less know all our customers personally. So it's probably better that they deal with this. But they basically, what they do is they try to be as helpful as possible. They always give a discount to the customer whenever the solution is solved. If it's a merchandise problem, we always inquire why it is that they're not happy with it, so that it doesn't happen to other customers. And if it is a customer service problem, well, then it gets dealt internally. Something I've really learnt about in this placement, and it's really impacted me, is business politics. When business politics is spoken about at university, at school, it's almost always it's always something very negative. But I've come to realize that sometimes business politics is on the positive side, and I've experienced it from this company, that we are very much like a family. Certain employees have certain situations, and others are maybe in a more fortunate situation where they can help them out. They can maybe do that overtime, like I said before, covering them because of a birthday, or because a member of family is ill or whatever. So I think that's really touched me, and something I had to say, because business politics, although some people may be given promotions because of contacts or whatnot, but I think business politics also has an impact positively on many people in some situations. Some evidence of theory relations, and some differentiations where theory is different to how it actually happens in reality. Like I said before, when you learn that some franchises and some companies run a centralized or decentralized approach, it is actually true, like I've just explained to you. With our franchises, and the pull and push models are implemented. They're not just myths, like I said. Customer service is very important, just like we always learn. It's influential on your sales, on your profits, on everything really. Pricing techniques are as well implemented. They're not prices always have a thought behind them. For example, we sometimes, straight after Christmas, we reduced our prices. When coming summer and our sales are expected to increase, we always try and drop our prices a bit more to try and gain that customer loyalty and gain that customer penetration, so that then we can afford to raise our prices further into summer, knowing that those customers are going to stick with us. Seasonal merchandising is definitely always implemented. The types of clothes we sell, the types of shoes we sell are always different every season, as kind of imagined. The merchandising layout is always very important. Like I said, it's very important to have those on the go and easy to buy, cheap products right at the counter, right before paying. And those more expensive merchandise at the shop window, where that's really where you want to be selling your big products. The hierarchy of roles and delegation of responsibilities are very important. And I realized in our firm that respect is always a major factor when it comes to the roles, and everyone respects people by their role, no matter how much you know them personally. Motivational techniques used in employees are massive, and especially in Gibraltar, where a lot of our employees are Spanish based, and unfortunately, due to the economical crisis in Spain, some of our employees are not very well off. I could say they're not in a very fortunate situation. So these employees are definitely motivated by monetary benefits, whereas maybe some Gibraltarians are more motivated by non-monetary benefits, such as maybe flexible hours, stuff like that, etc. How this placement has improved my CV, I feel will be massive in the future. I've met a lot of people. The people I'm working with are influential in Gibraltar. They're relative to my degree. They're relative to what I want to do in the future. So that's definitely important to have as a reference when actually putting your CV out there. I can actually say that my accounting skills are relatively good. Something which I can boast about almost, but something which I'm proud of, and something which I can actually put on my CV. Whereas before, I wasn't brave enough to put it, just because if something had to do with accounting, I just wouldn't be able to demonstrate those skills, could I? My customer service skills have definitely improved, being on the shop floor all the time, dealing with customers all the time. So that definitely widens my variety of jobs I'm now eligible for and now suitable for. Spanish language is definitely improved. I could almost say I'm now bilingual, which is massive, I reckon. And also, I thought I had to mention, as part of my CV enhancement, this placement and this firm, Pisa Limited, have actually hinted a couple of times where they want to take me in. They want to take me to a summer trip when they actually go to these centralized franchises and deal with them personally to person, setting out their yearly plan. And they've already spoken to me about future possibilities of coming back for a more permanent role after my degree. Personal development plan, which I set at the beginning of the year, and which I'm now setting as part of my final part of this placement year, is to become fully fluent in Spanish. Some tweaks I've got to do. Finally, be able to do these salaries, tax deductions, and social insurances independently and fluently on my own without any help from anyone. Now knowing how to better deal with those spreadsheets and formulas. Keep my very own customer base. Keep my very own customers, which I now know personally, which now stop by the shop to say hello, etc. And believe it or not, that might always influence them to actually pick up something on the way, which is always beneficial to the firm. I also want to evaluate future roles and responsibilities within this company, within this firm, because to be fair, I am very happy and I would like to carry on with them. So